We watch his left hand wander to his pocket, where he pulls a coin that seems to carry much more meaning than monetary value. A sigh of relief washes over the man as he watches the bright light rain down across the countryside. In that moment, he realizes that no one would know who he was, his past, erased in an instant.
I have no idea what he's saying, but it sounds like halfling to me. Who the hell is this guy? It's interesting that you bring up the goggles through. Clavius, so are you able to see very well?
The goggles help. They do help.
Except at night.
Except
when we have to, steer you around.
I can't see at night regardless. Just like a regular human. Committing suicide and re-rolling as a druid. Be right back.
Yeah. BRB. Your AC's fine for now, but it is a little uncomfortable. Something to note as you put on your chainmail.
This happened, I noticed that before I put on the backpack. Like the backpack might have...
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you had your backpack on while you were putting your chainmail on, which would be weird and uncomfortable. It's just...
Okay, so independent of the Medusa backpack.
The backpack is within, in arm's reach of you, but...
Okay.
Who's to say? That's just something of note. Or is it something of note? I don't know.
I guess he'll take a sip of his water skin and wishing it were whiskey as always, and offer Saru a sip in celebration. Little wet your whistle there, my animal friend.
Yeah, I'll take a swig. Also expect it to be whiskey and being surprised that it's water, and looking at him kind of funny, like, what's wrong with you?
And I would linger just a few steps behind Saru and leaving the room wistfully.
So you can do creepy death ritual stuff.
And then you think strange, weird. You start putting your armor on, as you do each morning, kind of clamping and buckling, and it's even more snug than it was the night previous when you were putting your armor on. And you just barely brushed your head against the tent flap as it came out, something that you don't normally do.
I take Borseal's classes on my way out of town.
Oh, stop it, Twilight Zone. That's awful.
I can't read anything.
God.
I will throw myself from the bridge. I'm still alive. You two look over at the same time, making your way towards the bridge of Botilla here. Where you see Clavius kind of standing halfway-ish down, maybe a bit closer to one side than the other. And he's just kind of walking there, seeming to be looking about at the bridge. And as you kind of get to the bridge, looking at the carvings on this one, it's kind of carved with plentiful amounts of coins, representation of gold coins. Many are spilling out of these beautifully carved faces and urns, which Isabel specifically you would know are these. With Botilla, just knowing religion, that's her symbology, is the urn, the vase, whatever. And interspersed are these fields of flowers, and then a lot of small humanoids dancing. It's kind of a festival. Botilla is the patron of halflings and festival and that nature.
Why would you do this? you were planning this from the start, weren't you? And, like you said, you'll always be with me. And he'll hold up the coin between two fingers and wink.
Stephen, as he walked by Clavius, or maybe go back to Clavius and just say, I don't understand. I don't know if I ever will. Until next time. Until next time. Until next time.
I believe there is still light in the veil. Light. Trying to break through the darkness, trying to erase the shadows of past times. I believe Clavius was part of that light. Part of the resolution that will one day allow you all to leave this town safely and return to your lives as they once were. I also believe that everyone here is Clavius in their own way.
So before he taps that, Michael, having lived in Brandy for a short time, would I know the value of that? Halflings are won over by good cheer. It's in their nature to be drawn to joy and happiness and frivolity.
Right, but I think the question is, how were you so cheerful? I mean, the only other bigger surprise would be if Isabel had done that.
I was cheerful because the situation called for me to be cheerful.
What the hell did you do before adventuring, Clavius? You sound like a real solid businessman.
Oh, I worked in a couple of shops from time to time. Not unlike yourself. I didn't work in a tavern, but I did spend some time working in a cafe of sorts.
Come on then, you bring up Brandy and then you just get all quiet then. Please, hit me with it. I know it's coming. I know it's coming. Just.
Well, aren't you honored? He's a fucking legend.
Oh, so you do. No, I'm not fucking honored. I'm just. It's everybody always has something to say. I'm half halfling, half human. So yes, I'm a bit taller than the average halfling, sure. But I mean, can anyone be a little bit more original? Everyone I've met from that place, every single one wants to call me Roscoe. Everyone. Roscoe this, Roscoe that, and I've just heard so much of it.
Roscoe.
And he kind of looks back to Stephen, like walking behind him. He's some fucking tall halfling. As my dog just rolls around on the ground, making the most annoying noise in the world. Hey, just lay down. Quick.
Stephen, we're experiencing a first. We have met the first, maybe not even first halfling, maybe first person to ever not fall in love with Roscoe Hornswoggler. The guy's a legend in Brandy. Everybody loves the guy. It's the only other halfling I've ever seen that's over 4 feet tall. Everybody loved him. I just thought that...
Wait, so you're telling me you've actually seen him? You just said you've seen him. You've actually seen this Roscoe fellow that everyone calls me?
Oh, I used to do quite a bit of business in Brandy. This was a lifetime ago. Hello, friend. I assure you we mean you no harm. We're travels, not unlike yourself. Have you traveled far?
They look even more confused as this seemingly taller person with a very, very well done halfling accent speaking halfling to them.
We've traveled down from Brandy, yes, quite a long ways.
Yes, Brandy. Yeah, I've been welcomed there before. Do you know...
Hello, friend.
Would you be so kind as to help an old man up? Holds his hand up. Hello, friend. Would you be so kind as to help an old man up?
Saru walks up and extends a hand to help him up.
And as you grab his hand, you penetrate the disguise self spell that he has cast upon himself, making him look ancient and decrepit. And he leaps to his feet, does a backflip, and begins shaking your hand very vigorously.
Arthur fires.
Oh, hello, friend. Glad to meet you. Glad to meet you. I'm so glad to see a friendly face out here. Sorry. So glad to see a friendly face out here. And he starts just going down the row of people, shaking everybody's hand, grabbing them by the forearm in like a not so consensual manner. And just, oh, hello there. Hello there. Hello, friend. Hello, friend. Hey, friends. I think we've tarried here long enough.
The note was signed by you?
Can I?
Unless this is a forgery.
I haven't written a note.
Oh no.
Can I see it?
If you go into Arthur's folder, you should be able to see a mysterious note.
This is, I'm assuming, handwritten.
Handwritten, yeah.
It's a typewriter, actually.
Hey guys, I have something I can help. He's been rifling through his backpack this whole time. I've got something right here. And like pulls out this, like, I don't know what it looks like. Michael will have to, or y'all may know too, just thunk. And it's this really elaborate kind of like
Smaller stew pot.
yeah, it's a what are they kind of? It's a nesting doll of stew pots. Yeah. It's well, however you describe it, it's like a really elaborate pre-typewriter type of like mechanical forgery kit. And he'll say, "Hey, I've got this, and I'm awesome at it. And if you let me see the letters, I can make it say whatever we want. I'm awesome at it, guys. I'm awesome at it. Just saying."
A note.
A note?
Are you talking about the...
Steven, do you have that note?
Yes, I do.
Can I?
Yeah. So he'll show it to you like, yeah, Isabel wrote me this real nice note, but there's this line at the end that like I asked you about earlier, but we were kind of like, it was, probably like a week ago, and we were all kind of distracted. But I've just been like really trying to figure out like what Rip Life de Mortis Inferno Specu means. And, I didn't know if that was, this
Arthur, Clavius.
Well, at least they're nice notes. I mean, I'm flattered. They kind of know that, like, they've noticed my, like, super twitch reflexes, and Steven's, like, and, like, conjures, like, little, just, like, fire in his hand, just, like, but, yeah, so, like...
Your reaction and Anna and Arthur's reaction are totally different.
At one point, would approach Isabel, and, he would make sure that it's just the two of them. And he would say, like, so, do you remember when they brought us in to the Hollow and, like, they had our heads covered and all that? Do you, like, hear a voice inside your head by chance?
I don't believe so. Was there something like that, Michael? I don't think so.
Because I did, and it was your voice inside my head. And I assumed you didn't do it because it was some of the word-for-word text from the note that I got that you say you didn't write me. But I kind of wanted to ask again just because, you know, it's happened twice now and it was your voice.
I think we can put you to good use. Never too late to become someone new, someone better, right? And she'll just smile at him.
And Clavius will nod back and say, I'm liking Fillmore more and more.
It's probably the best I can do. You guys didn't happen to bring any, ore back to Old Runt's place?
To tell you the truth, I'm a little, I'm not as knowledgeable as Xerxes. What would ore look like?
Do
Do you have one here I can look at, or some?
Yeah, and she points, and there's like this area of the shop that is like, there's big, like, unrefined chunks of rock, as well as like refined like bars of like, you can see there's some silver bars over there that she probably uses to plate things with silver, and then there's some like larger, just massive hunks of shit. And so as Clavius is like kind of looking over there and like he maybe moves a few things out of the way, you see him like looking at some of that stuff in that corner.
And he's going to say, well, I'll be on my way.
He'll say, my friend's a bit of an odd one, but he means well. Who doesn't know what ore is? It's fairly obvious.
It's quite strange, that one.
And she kind of raises her hand upon seeing you and begins to welcome you to the shop. When she's interrupted by a booming voice. Xerxes. One you've heard before. You have been chosen for a reason. Some of you for what you have done thus far. Use all the tools at your disposal.
It's important to remember that the armor that we found from the unseen, when we were back in the Hollow, it spoke the words of Lord Briar as we were commissioned. The unseen had been with us since the beginning. Not just Isabel, I guess.
I'll glance at Isabel and be like, opinionated for a guardsman.
It's a bit odd. How did he know all that?
As they're like leaving the scenario and going to where they were going to go, on all this from Isabel and be like, do you have any theories? That man knew a lot about us, wanted to communicate to us, and wanted to push us to do whatever it took in a way that, I don't know. It almost reminds me of those letters we got. Information people shouldn't have known. Knew it would get our attention.
Yeah, I think as far as the message being different, I mean, we know that Isabel ran into that mystery Lady Avelina impersonator type person thing in the Hollow. I believe. I'm pretty sure Anna told us about that. Because I think we just said that it happened. I don't know if we ever actually talked about it,
But I mean, that really didn't. I don't think we ever got any bad vibes from it. I thought that person was just pretty encouraging, and it was just weird why the cloak and dagger, similar to the letters of these, seem like relatively benign. Like, hey, do what you were meant to do sort of things versus trying to lay some sort of trap for us.
He's going to immediately, upon being brought up to speed, jump behind this bush and say, "Hey, Saru! Who am I?"
I don't know.
But if you were trying to find me, what would you call me? What's my name?
Roscoe?
A good guess. How do you know for sure? You can't see me. I'm behind this bush.
I guess that's true. I mean, because I saw you go behind the bush?
Misdirection can be very challenging to pull off. There's always a way to see through the ruse, if you look hard enough. But I have my staff and I'm ready to go.
Michael, can I do an Arcana check just hearing Roscoe's point? Like, I know about the sending spell. Do I know, is there like a way to impersonate someone else doing it?
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check. Yeah, you get the sense that you could technically mask the message you sent under the guise of someone else, but it would kind of be down to how the same way that you could if you were standing behind a door and you were trying to mask your voice.
Yeah, he would just as he's walking by, acknowledge Anna and remembering the conversation they had on watch, say just under his breath, but where she could hear it, "Family issues indeed. It's never too late to become someone new, someone better." So he's impressed.
We'll take a bottle cap for that.
I believe there is still light in the veil. Light. Trying to break through the darkness, trying to erase the shadows of past times. I believe Clavius was part of that light, part of the resolution that will one day allow you all to leave this town safely and return to your lives as they once were. I also believe that everyone here is Clavius in their own way.
I've heard it said that death ends a life, not a relationship. I hope that in some ways the experiences that we shared together and the powers that we discovered together can contribute to your cause of keeping this world from being eaten away into nothingness. Unfortunately, the Clavius Haart that you knew could not add anything to that endeavor.
And be someone else. A different Clavius. One without the shadow.
7 points of damage. You fell the beast.
Coming for you, Saru. Only like 8 behind you.
You have to be a lot cooler than just a flail.
Noted.
Yeah, I haven't asked. Yeah, it's called. I haven't added Roscoe yet.
Well, get ready to add him. Home is where the stew pot is. Welcome home, motherfucker!
14.
Lordy.
Just misses.
The stew pot +5.
There is a word. Persona. Have you heard this before? It is from a language of which my native tongue originated, though not used much anymore. Not here, at least. It roughly translates to mean mask. The persona is a mask we wear to the world. It is who we want the world to think we are.
and he will open the envelope and dump out what's inside it.
Small coin slips out of the envelope. Gold. It's a familiar coin for some of you who have seen it. On one side there is a skull, and on the other is a owl.
I heard you turn them in the cave. What does that feel like to control them?
How did it feel to make the world a better place? To make the world a better place? To kill those men? How did it feel?
So Clavius jumps on him, and Arthur especially, but probably everybody else can just hear it yelling out something that sounds like animal, 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 over and over again. Just saying animal, animal. And he'll look as he swings at the four skeletons in the room, and you can hear him say, 2 animals. 2 animals. Whispering aggressively in his ear, and the whisper changed from animal to 2 animals.
Well, I had something else in mind, but seeing that it's probably like unable to stand because it's so hurt.
Really hurt.
Wondering why Clavius pulled his punches.
It's really hurt.
Clavius may not be able to multi-attack. He probably might have had to axe insurance. Just a guess.
I mean, he is invincible. Anything else you want to do, Clavius?
No, that's all I can do.
You will
Maybe
never
this
die.
doesn't have
Clavius
extra
will-
attack?
Clavius
He
will
does
never die.
not.
That's
Dun,
interesting.
dun, dun.
I'll harken back to a conversation we had just a couple of nights ago. What is it that you want? Why are you here? And how much longer do you intend to stay?
I make no bones about it. I'm here to know. I intend to figure out what is going on. And I intend to find a way to use that to make things right. Clavius is going to completely ignore the zombie below him and look at the big boy and say, yes, you are an impressive specimen, an impressive animal. And he is going to bonus action reach back and drag his thumb across Anna's forearm and then place the bloody thumbprint on his head, on the ogre zombie's head.
I mean, I love it. I love it so much.
What mechanically does that do?
I think mechanically, Anna has the heebie-jeebies.
Master Dwarf, Clavius would say, like in a surprisingly docile and genuinely curious tone. What kind of life would they refer to? What kind of life would they come back to?
Well,
I'm really going to be missing the shadow and flanking. Just so you know.
Yeah.
That's all part of my master plan, just to make my characters indispensable in a way that where Roscoe, after he hangs around for about a level or two, when I bring the next big fighter in, everybody just is like so happy to see him that he'll be just welcomed in with open arms.
Clavius will look at Anna and say in a very somber tone, All hail the dark, whispered master, patron of pestilence, the faceless lord. We're going to need to use every tool we can get if we're going to survive. And he will get up and go into his tent for the night. Lady Evelina, if I may. We've broken the bones of members of the Chaos Legion. We've smashed their skulls. They die just like any other creature. Make no mistake about it, though, when you're talking about a demon lord, you're talking about a formidable force. We're going to need all the help we can get. We're up against thousands. Arthur may see a bow, and Anna may see an arrow, and Saru may see a bird, and I may see a shadow, but we're all a piece of a collective unconscious. There's a tablet. See it yet. If we're going to fight their collective, we're going to have to know more than we know now and be more powerful. We're going to need all the help we can get. Likewise, the hero archetype. Arthur's idea of being a hero involves risking his life by silently scouting an enemy. Xerxes would never consider skulking and sneaking as heroic. The means are different, but the ends, the driving force, becoming the hero, is the same. Understanding these archetypes, Stephen, this collective unconscious, is true knowledge. That is the way to know for certain that we are in control. So it's not fate that directs us or drives us. It's our own selves, our own ousia, the shared structure that is the building block of our psyche. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate.
A wise man once told me, Clavius, it's never too late to become someone new, someone better. And she'll kind of look at it and say, I hope the wise man still believes those words.
Clavius will grow a little bit solemn, and his personality will change just a bit. And he will respond. Unfortunately, sometimes beliefs and feelings are inconsequential. When the foe is too strong, sometimes things need to be done to catalyze a reaction, to light a fuse, and to make things right.
The ultimate gift, peace. You may be tempted to have a healer bring you back. Don't. You may be tempted to bear the burden of my choice. Don't. Saving the world will take strength. In a different life, I would have liked to see this quest through to the end. But I was cursed with the shadow, and while being rid of it has brought me peace without it, I am no fighter. Receive my benediction. May your path be straight. May your help be prevalent. May your vision be refined. If such a place exists, I hope to hear the story of your victory when we meet on the other side.